You've been here to give your story, your time, your experience, but what's one dime you would leave the audience with?
Keep the main thing the main thing. Every time I've kept the main thing, everything worked out. The minute I tried to dip over into somebody else's lane and start doing something else, it's actually taken away. You know what I'm saying? And where I sit now, I think I heard somebody. I seen a post maybe like 2-3 months ago, where the guy said we've taken the scripture of, and you hear people saying pouring out of a cup, and he said it's supposed to work from overflow.
It's overflow.
We've always said we can't keep pouring out of the cup because you ain't supposed to be pouring.
Yeah.
Supposed to be receiving from the overflow.
It's some extra blessings.
Yeah. So it's like making sure now, the spot I'm in now is like making sure I'm taking care of myself, because then that overflow, I've always thrown lobs to people. But now it's like I need to make sure.
It's so easy to become an empty vessel.
I'm just fitting. Yeah, I'm just fitting. I'm just fitting. This shit have been on my mind for quite some time. I gotta put the shit on the line. I'm just fitting. Yeah, I'm just fitting.
I know mine. I wish I would have started on 10 years ago when somebody told me about it.
Yeah. I know. Come on.
I wasn't thinking of that one, but yeah.
Yes, sir.
Welcome back. Welcome all the way to here.
What y'all laughing at, man?
Late, man. You know what I mean?
So yet another episode of the Dropping Dymes podcast.
Welcome back, man.
First time, your 140th time,
140, man.
We on 140?
140.
My name is Byron.
I'm Wallace.
I'm Brandon.
And we got a special guest.
We got a special guest in the building.
I say I'm gonna do my little thing. So you go ahead.
Go ahead.
Be patient, bro. I got you.
Say no more.
Yeah.
Hey, while we got your attention, as we mumble through shit, swing by www.droppingdymes.com, Dymes with a Y.
With a Y,
Check
baby.
us out, man. Merch.
Before the tariffs hit.
Merch is there.
They already hit the toaster oven.
The toaster is out.
Over.
Ain't no toasters coming. The nose rings ain't coming. All that shit was coming from China.
I might got a plug on the nose ring. Cancel them out. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We can't afford the fucking tax on the motherfucker. So, listen. Four toasters gonna cost $127. That's all I know. And I was like,
39
leave them motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So leave them motherfucker with
need that change.
As you know, we are all over social media. We're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, if you want to send it to your aunties, and we're on the TikTok. So check us out, man. Dropping Dymes podcast on all of those.
Catch us on YouTube.
We are all over YouTube. If you're watching us right now, you know we're on YouTube. So subscribe.
That's it, yeah.
He
said we ain't nowhere else.
Subscribe, share, comment, hit that bell, man. Show some love. Hey, comment for real. Let us know if it's a question of the day or if it's a topic that you want us to cover, man.
So you think we full of shit? Like, I want to know it all, man.
Yeah.
We got Brandon back.
Don't say that shit to me.
We got Brandon back.
Don't say that shit to me because I'm out.
That nigga full of shit, man.
You know, I tell us we full of shit. Like, I'm done if you tell me we full of shit. Yeah, but
I'm okay with that.
Question of the day, we always taking those. If it's something that you want us to talk about, if it's something you don't want to hear us talk about again, let us know, man. These are the things that keep the show going. The topics, not that we ain't ran out of anything, but if it's something that you want to hear us talk about, man, let us know, please.
Yeah.
Also, we are on Spotify podcast and Apple podcast. Just in case you're driving, don't try to watch us. Don't make us responsible for that.
And you can still go on YouTube, just don't look at it.
Yeah, don't make us responsible for that.
We need the views.
Let that motherfucker play.
Yeah, and because we got the special guest, man, we're gonna let Wallace do his thing.
I'll make sure you hit the
share,
subscribe,
share, comment,
hit the bell,
give us a thumbs up.
Tell your friends and tell their friends about your friends so we can all
be friends.
Exactly, my man.
This nigga act like this shit.
My man,
that shit was mind blowing. Did you see the shit?
Listen,
no, he ain't see the shit.
He practiced.
What you mean? I appreciate it. I'll take that.
That nigga mind was blown. He didn't know where this shit came from.
What are you talking about? I've been doing this.
Bro,
all right, man. Hey,
bro, when we said
it's my turn now. You said it was my turn.
You said you watched a couple episodes, dude.
Yeah. He said it's my turn.
When we could all be friends. And
hey,
it's my
turn.
We could do this every weekend.
I was like, that shit cool, right?
He didn't know this shit came from. And then I said, all right.
We have to relive the past. We don't have to relive the past.
Sometimes you do. Sometimes you fucking do.
Hey,
go ahead, Wallace.
All right, I appreciate it. It's my turn now. Hey, look, let me get my close up. Nah, but speaking to you, the viewer, today we got a special guest to me. I've always talked about like people that are inspiring in spaces that you strive to be in, and a lot of times you don't have any like direct connection to them. I was just talking to the guys about how I first heard about our guest, Corey Parks. My roommate in college, my quarterback in college, Carlton Fears. We used to sit around. I used to tell him about my dreams about going to the NFL, trying to play past where I was, and he always tell me about his cousins. He told me about Dobson Collins and Corey Parks, and just in listening to the people that he was connected to say that we were on the same field kind of gave me a connection. And honestly, you start speaking things into existence. As I continued down my journey, I eventually found the same field with Corey Parks and Dobson Collins. And the first thing that I noticed about Corey was his mind. Like most of the time you got athletes and they just are better athletes or they've been in a better system, but you don't really see guys think about the game, think about how we can get better, think about the angles, and then talk about them. The first time I ever sat down and trained with Cord, that's the first thing that triggered my mind to like, yo, that's how you get to the next level. And honestly, ever since in every space that I've ever talked with Cord, that's what I hear. And I hope today that you get to feel some of that today. So today we've got a special guest, a great man, been on a journey, and I'd like you to hear about his journey today. My brother Corey Parks, man.
Hey, man. You put the camera on you, but it's all good.
It is.
He always fucked up.
He's still trying to figure this shit out.
I mean, look, that's why I went this way.
You gotta get that ISO.
See how I got like.
I get you. You are good.
Yeah.
Look, I appreciate that. That was good. That was great.
I appreciate that.
He said, man, we gotta get the ISO. Man, that bitch $5 million.
I looked it up. It's another 100 on top of the
5 million
on top of that.
5 million.
Good
$100.
Don't bring us no shit like that. You see
Tariff,
us?
it might be another.
Hey, you got to dream and aspire, man. You got to
right.
see where it's at.
Shit.
And then you start saving a certain way.
You got.
Y'all
What
ain't
you
leaving
got?
that motherfucker in my house. My homeowner's insurance go up and shit. Everything go up in this bitch.
Hey, man, come on, man.
Hey, man, but we
Let's get to the guest.
That was awesome.
I appreciate that.
Nah, that's exactly how I felt, man. I'm glad that you reached out to us.
Yeah.
And I when you did, I was like, yo, got to.
I would have thought the nigga made a mistake. Shit, nigga.
He said, I'm glad you saw that motherfucker, not me. That would have been like, motherfucker clearly in the wrong inbox.
Can't be talking about coming onto this shit.
Nah, I'm in the right one. I'm in the right one. I'd rather be with. I'm in the season right now. I want to be fully authentic in myself. So anytime I see, fellow brothers being able to share talk, be on the bullshit, but also really shed light and really be themselves. That's important because that's the journey I'm on.
That's what's up.
Yeah, so
That's crazy because my first question was gonna be, why did you reach out to me? But that's exactly it right there.
Yeah, I mean, outside of that too, just being able to share the journey, the experience, being with like-minded cats, and then like you said, also you never knowing how much what you doing is helping somebody else and pushing. So whenever I'm able to see guys that I play with, building platforms and sharing their story, it's guys that need to hear from my side, from your side, from both of y'all side, that can be exposed to something that they might have not thought about seeing just from our experience and our walk. So I think it's important for us to tap in, and get that perspective, and also share the mental health side, because they always think we got to figure it out, and I'm here to tell you, yeah, that's a continuous journey.
For the first time I actually thought about like that being a thing, because of course you look at somebody, you're like, oh yeah, they got it together. Like I started getting older and seeing my parents, I'm like, they actually regular human beings.
Nah, for real.
Like when growing up, I was like, they know everything in the whole world.
Yeah.
But then you start realizing like they going through things. They're just they making decisions, and they don't really know how it's going to end up. They just trying it.
Superhero syndrome.
Yeah.
That's what I told my mom that a couple weeks back. I thought you were superhero.
They were shit.
Yeah.
But shit, honestly, when I start realizing that is when I really felt like a different kind of connection with them.
Mm.
Because at first it was just, that's mom and dad. They love me. Exactly.
Cute.
But now it's like we have a true symbiotic bond that we've developed just because I've actually been able to help my parents with things that I've learned in the life that I live.
Yeah.
So that shit has been pretty dope to see that transition.
I think when you go to them and ask them a question and they really don't know the answer, and they can't even hit you with the look it up shit.
Yeah.
It's like, nah, my nigga, you tried it.
Yeah.
Bitch, I know you just don't know this time.
Yeah.
So now y'all Googling shit together. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it was because they did have all the answers. Like, if you think about, like, even as an adult now, right? If a kid came to you and they asking you 5 through 10-year-old questions, you could pretty much give them the answer to those 5 to 10-year-old questions.
Except some of that math stuff is different.
They changed the way that the math look, but you can still get to the look. You can get to the answer. You just might not be able to give them the steps to that.
Man, I just got out of work, man. I ain't got time for this shit. I had to come up with something. I ain't know none of that shit.
It's an action.
Hey, man, I'm tired.
But I think as we get older, life starts to become more and more complex, right? And just like with like the kids now seeing shit in they teenage years that we didn't necessarily see. Like, man, like 30. Bro, like, think about taking an ass whipping on camera where somebody can post you and you can go viral for getting beat up. You know what I'm saying?
That's
so
crazy.
I think.
And look, you scared of getting beat up, and the people in the school knowing. Now the whole city know. Now people across the country know.
It's grown people who like, hey, ain't that the little boy?
Yeah.
You like, God,
yep,
damn,
that's him.
G. You know what I'm saying?
So it was on a razor phone. Well, not first fight, but yeah, like the first video fight was on a razor phone. You couldn't tell who.
Was who. That motherfucker all blended together.
That shit like Roblox. That motherfucker like Roblox. That
yo, you see right here, nigga, I had him in the chokehold.
Right. Yeah. Nah, nigga, that's you in the chokehold.
But now, man,
both had on black.
Like it's a different set of questions that they come to you with. You know what I'm saying? Sure. So you give them the best you can.
That's the segment. Different set of questions. What's the question?
Here you go. Question of the day, man. And of course, we got to do it. We won't have to, but I feel like it's imperative a little bit. But question of the week, man. If you could wake up tomorrow and have a skill, any skill at all, without having to work on it, and you just now this shit is
got it.
You got it, and it's perfected.
Yeah.
What skill would that be?
No, it's coming to you first.
Oh, it's coming to me first.
Yeah, you first.
Trading in the stock market.
Boy. Yes, sir.
Right out the gate. Trading in the stock market. Yeah. 1,000%. That and financial literacy as a whole.
Yeah.
Like something that I just got it.
Yeah.
That was 1,000%.
Hey, this is a dumb question. Why?
Man, you think about how much money you done fucked up. I think too, just going through the league and going through different opportunities and seeing how quickly money can run through your hands and how much that stability plays a part in some people's mental health in a sense, and how much stress it costs in a household and how many relationships and all that kind of stuff. 1,000%. I'm like financial literacy, 1,000%. So trading the stock market, because you playing the game either way if you want to or not.
Yeah.
So might as well be in on the side where they making all the money too. So that would be a skill set I want.
ASAP right now.
Right now.
Look, especially with the tariffs, man. What we're doing, creating what the economy is doing, end up doing. Like, I would love to know how to, I guess, make some positive strides in what's looking like it could be some detrimental times. Because people in 2008 lost everything, but some people in there
capitalized.
Exactly.
It's definitely bigger than just knowing the stock market. Then it's like, shit, who you rubbing elbows and shit.
Yeah.
Because like that shit that happened just a few weeks ago, that was some rubbing elbows shit.
Oh man,
like the motherfucker was like
playing in our face.
The tariffs, everybody like, oh shit, everything dropped. Motherfucker like, bye. The next day, no tariffs.
Shut up.
You know what I'm saying? Playing in our face.
You heard what he told the nigga. Hey, he just made $2 billion.
I made these guys billionaires. He made $2 billion.
Yeah, like
he said this shit on a hot mic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? At what point, like with that, like because that's literally insider trading. So
literally.
So at what point does the SEC start to step in and be like, hey, that shit was illegal. We got to
when the insider trading is something they didn't know was going to happen already. If I tell you, hey, we finna do this, here's your little piece, all day. But if I do some shit and you didn't make anything off of it, red flag. Red flag.
I mean,
but this is all speculation.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah, assumptions.
Yeah,
nigga, we seen the numbers. Ain't no expense.
we ain't got no phone records or nothing. So
they got them.
They got
them. But go, my bad. I'm sorry. I took it this way.
Hey.
Go ahead.
Oh, nigga, how I get next? I thought, but fuck it.
You know, you always be.
I'll be a mechanic.
Be the first. Okay.
Mechanic.
Okay. What do you want to work on?
My goddamn car.
I'm about to say that shit with your car.
I got a course. You can come on over to my house and I
get you going.
I heard you was a neighborhood mechanic, man.
Everybody can bring me, bro. These folks just told me, and of course, you know, it can change day by day of what I want to wake up and do.
No.
Shit, but this what pissed me off. I'm sorry, gotta vent a little bit. Went to go get my car checked. The motherfucker had the audacity to break down the number. The man said, "Well, sir, walking out the door with taxes and everything, you're looking at $2,833.99.
What you had to give it?
Now, you know what pissed me off the most, right?
What?
The 99 cents. Bitch, why the fuck would you say 99 cents? Don't even say 99 cents after you say it.
That's how they tell you that there's a calculation instead of just saying it's just
2800.
Exactly.
87 cents, nigga, 90. That pissed me off. But yeah, I got this stupid ass turbo shit, so I need a turbo manifold something. But
see, the reason is you can't even say the words, and he know how to fix it. So
yeah, no, I googled it. I googled the whole kit, so I saw how much that was. I'm like, if only I could put this shit in myself. But that shit tough. I gotta go to Harbor Freight or something and get me some.
Harbor Freight.
Some new tools.
Man, you probably need to build some shit out back. They can lift that motherfucker up first of all.
Do a lot more.
Cause going under that.
hey, but yeah,
or you could pay for somebody to knock that bitch out.
But hold on,
if you had the insider training knowledge that we talked about.
I've been Googling and shit. I really don't need it.
What, the turbo?
Yeah,
you can take it off.
Nah, I can just drive it like it is because it ain't really.
It just ain't spooling up and getting you the extra power you need.
But sometimes it does, and sometimes it don't.
I
just don't pull out in traffic like I used to.
The issue is it creating another issue?
I don't think so. So I looked at that, but maybe you could tell me.
Turbo. Nah.
My homeboy said it can get through the. All right. I ain't read none of that. Nah, listen. Y'all know me, fellas. I'm like Julius off of goddamn Everybody Hates Chris.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck that.
Nah, you not that.
No, this nigga's Julius.
This nigga, he's not even Julius. This nigga just don't. He just don't know no better.
I know, but it was funny is I had an issue 2 years ago with my car, and it was supposed to be I needed a tune-up. So of course they just want to replace the spark plug. Well, they replaced the spark plug. Now the shit you press the gas. Hey, you trying to go for real? That's how my shit at. Yeah. So I tried it. I got $1,600 quote. I got $800 quote trying to fix it. Right now, same issue. I'm still living 2 years later, so I'm just going. My shit. I can make it. So I press the gas after the tune-up.
After the tune-up.
I got 2 new tune-ups, and it's still an issue. So something else going on. They can't figure out.
Remember,
my shit hit the gas, and they don't want to go.
I just took it. I had to pay like $600 because there was some more stuff going on. Mm-hmm. So they was like, because he said the issues that you have could be like a false reading for the turbo shit.
Yeah.
But it came back on, so they, like it is the turbo,
Hey, my joint right now, the check engine light come on and go off. So I'll be waiting for it to go off to go get my emissions because I know it's gonna come off.
I can go to the spot by my house. They'll turn it off when I need to go get my emission. But I said if I could just make it till December, I'll probably do it.
I'm tell you what'd be funny, bro. Like if you go on YouTube, there's a kid on that motherfucker that'll be like, flip the switch halfway, hit the gas 6 times.
XY, up, down, left, right.
Yeah, turn your radio off. Flip the whole switch. I bet that motherfucker be off. You might ride about 3 days with it all to get that emission, but
that's all I need.
To the emission place. I'll be all right.
Look, my thing that I would want to know right now, without having to spend the time, is being able to write multiple languages of computer code because of how, because I want to be able to jump if I needed to.
Yeah.
But because of the way that the world is going right now, like code and computer software technology is going to be tied into literally everything.
Yeah.
So to be able to, one, always have, I mean, it's almost like it used to be to be a brick mason. Like everybody needed them. You're going to need it in life. Right now, anybody, anywhere is going to need you to be able to write some code, put something together, be able to present something, create something. So I would love to have that skill. But then also the higher paying jobs, technical jobs are going towards that direction as well. So to be able to always have a job and to be able to reach on the top tier of the market, salary wise, I'm down with it, and I can do the shit from the crib.
Yeah,
like that's the skill I would want. And what's funny is we'll talk about transitions. When I started to feel like football was leaving me, I had this guy that went to A&T probably 10 years. He played safety out there, and I reached out to him. I was like, bro, what direction should I go? Because I was lost. He was like, bro, you need to start learning code. This was 10 years ago. I was sitting in Chicago, and I started learning it. I took a little class. I didn't connect to it real quick.
Yeah.
So I kind of got discouraged. But looking back, I'm like, I wish I would have stuck with that. But yeah, that's the one I would want to have right now.
And I had an older cousin that learned how to code. This guy his mom was talking to. He taught him how to code, right? He went to University of Alabama, and his freshman year, this was like a long time ago. This company called Earthlink.
Mm-hmm.
Earthlink hired him after his freshman year.
Yeah. They made routers or something like that, right?
They was making everything back then. Yeah. But bro, he was 19, and they offered him $95K. This was like 1995, 1996.
That's about 200 grand right now.
Yeah, that was a whole lot of money back then.
He was like, I'm out. Like he ain't graduated, nothing. He left, moved up here.
For what?
Yeah, he left Alabama, left Tuscaloosa, moved here, and started working for them. And he been in that field. Like he went, of course, got certs and
so he's a millionaire now, right?
Shit, damn near.
If he got the financial literacy.
Yeah. He did the right thing, but that was who put me on to code. Like first person ever showed me Cobra or anything. Yeah. I was like, I don't know what the fuck this is. But he made it so easy, bro. Like, but yeah. Them boys jumped on it early and they stuck in it. And that was definitely the move.
You know, listening to us talk about this, I'm hoping like my nephew came up here, I'm hoping somebody that is that 10 years back from now. Like, we want that skill now, but start right now trying to learn that skill.
Come fix my car.
Hey, to be honest, bro.
practice fixing his car.
To be honest, I think you always got to try to think about in the future, what are people going to always need?
Yeah, no,
I just listened to my aunt was telling about this young lady who just got her certification in mortuary. Like, of course, that's a skill that is in one little spot, but forever, you always have income coming in or the ability to make income. So I think just think about things in the future. What's a necessity?
Bro, let me tell you. So in Montgomery, where I'm from, man, like the school system used to teach certain skills, like it was the trades, right?
Yeah.
And that was like I remember, like for us, like the parents used to be like, if you don't want to go to school, you're gonna get a trade. You know what I'm saying? In Montgomery, they took the trades out.
Yeah.
They took, like, you used to be able to learn how to cut hair.
Yeah.
You used to learn brick masonry,
worked
on cars, painting cars.
Plumbing,
bruh.
HVAC.
Yeah, all that. You kids 17, 18 years old, certified.
Yeah.
And can start making money, taking care of a family.
Everybody, I mean, most of them knew my school, they knew they weren't going to college.
Yeah, like school ain't for me. Yeah. Like, let me pick this up. And then the public school system got rid of it, right? My thought was, we get rid of it, and then we can charge them for it next year. They graduate. We got
technical school.
Yeah, it was a technical school in Montgomery, Trenton Technical College, and we could just charge them for it.
Yeah,
the technical college, you can't get no financial aid, so you got to pay out of pocket. And and then I think in my mind, that was when you start to see a decline. You start to see crime picking up from young people who are our age, because now the skill that they could have had an opportunity to get in high school and lean into it coming out of high school, now they ain't gonna get it. And now I got to pay to get it. shit, I ain't had no money before. So
yeah.
where I'm finna find it to get?
Yeah, you're relying on people to make financial decisions to invest in themselves in the direction they don't know if. But in school, if I gotta be here anyway, I got a chance to, you know what if I want to be a barber? Honestly,
Yeah,
I'm
like
be honest, I work in construction now. So next school I'm building is North Clayton High School. I just went through the plans. I'm like, they got an aviation center, they got a barber, a culinary arts center, they got a barber, they got so many different CTAE, that's what they call them now. It's like it looks like they're trying to give it back and put it to give the kids
Yeah,
opportunity.
dope.
We're gonna have a fucking golf range
they
on
actually
on the campus just
they
so kids
actually
can get used to being out there. Because I went golfing yesterday, and somebody hit me up when they saw the posters like, "That's where you make all the business stuff." I'm like, yeah, but these kids now have the opportunity to have skills to go out there. Because it's one thing to go out there and be slopping all over the place, but then it's one thing to go out there and be able to hit it straight,
Yeah.
hit it consistent. Now folks want to talk to you. So
Yeah.
I'm like, it looks crazy to put that on a school campus, but I kind of see the value in it down the line.
Yeah, I mean, it ain't. It's interesting because I think, like, even looking back, how we were told college, because our parents were losing jobs to
People that were going
educated
right.
Yeah.
individuals who were coming in. So our parents was like, gotta go to college,
Gotta go to school.
gotta go to college, gotta go to school. But developing, like you said, those skill sets of being a mechanic, a plumber, electrician.
It was always
Things
a
will
job.
always need.
It was always a job.
My
Like,
baby brother here, a welder, goddamn.
Yeah, that too.
Niggas got a
Bruh,
good ass
Welders,
job.
boy.
bruh, dude, I played
$60,
basketball
$80
with.
an hour,
Niggas
easy.
got a good ass job.
Bruh,
dog.
dude, I think I know I talked to you about dude I played basketball with in high school called Shaq.
Yeah.
Shaq was a fucking monster. Man, listen. Man went to school, played ball a little while. Like, man, this shit ain't for me. And like, didn't tell nobody what was happening. You know what I'm saying? Nigga was at practice one day, got certified in welding. Shit, out of here. Man, that man started working on them on the rigs out in the ocean and shit.
Yeah, that pay good.
Man, making money. He was making dope. And this was like when we was kids.
Yeah.
We was like 20, 21 years old. Man, bruh was like making grown folks money. And everybody else still, hey, can you put $30 in my account so I can go get some turkey and cheese and some bread? That nigga was super grown.
Did you answer the question? Answer the question?
Nah, not yet.
Okay, because I was about to make the pivot to the next, but I want to hear what your answer is.
Shit, my skill, without just waking up and having it, man, probably it's still gonna be the mental health.
Yeah.
Like, because it takes so much to get to that higher level of it. Like, man, you talk about 4 years of college,
So
shit,
you
a
want to be like a
master's.
therapist or something?
Yeah.
Oh.
They don't have certification courses that kind of expedite that.
Not to really be.
I don't fucking know, but
you could be a life coach.
okay.
Nah, that shit is process.
Yeah. Like you really have to know your shit too.
I just want to minimize that.
And then to be able to get to a place where you actually
Your shit
prescribing
easy.
possible medication for somebody, you got to be a doctor anyway.
Yeah.
So you have to be a psychiatrist. You can't even just be a psychologist or a therapist. You know what I'm saying? Like working in the mental health, like you have to actually be a psychiatrist. Which I probably wouldn't want to do that shit anyway. You don't want to be responsible for. Yeah, take this up. Yeah. But yeah, because I know, I just feel like our community has been misdiagnosed a lot.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of people, a lot of kids. It's autism. That's autism. That's autism. That's autism. And it's like, bro, like he's 6 years old. Who can sit still when they 6?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that. Autism,
ADHD,
or fucking ADD. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then they throw them on these medications, and your kid just like, I don't want to say a zombie, but you can definitely see the difference in your kid as a child and then a kid that's on the meds. You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask my devil's advocate question. So if your child is excited, has a lot of energy, and can't seem to focus, and in the focus is the space of where you can retain or gain additional knowledge, is it not valuable to have the ability to rein his attention in to be able to focus? I don't necessarily know all the effects of the drug, so I'm not saying that's the specific or the best way to go, but I'm just thinking, I know that I have a nephew who is all over the place, and I know he misses a lot of things because he's all over the place.
Right.
And I want him to have something that helps him lock in. I mean, and it's things that he wants to do, he can't focus on.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, how do we get him to, at certain times of life in the day, to lock in and focus to gain whatever you need from the moment that you're in?
I think it's still figuring out what type of learner he is. Like, because one of the big things is the school system says, sit right here for 8 hours.
Yeah.
We grown as fuck.
It's hard to do as an adult.
We grown as fuck. And you tell me, bro, it's people that just get up and walk to people's desk.
I hate them people.
You know what I'm saying?
I hate them people.
And these are adults.
Get out.
You know what I'm saying? So imagine a 7-year-old. They've studies have shown that boys between the ages of 4 and I think damn near up until they go through, like, when you get into that, like, maybe 12-year-old range, like, it's hard for them to sit still.
Yeah.
And it's even harder from 4 to 9. You know what I'm saying? So now, sit right here. Don't ask me to go to the back. Like, you got teachers that say, don't ask me to do shit. You know what I'm saying? Come in here, sit down, do your work. Like, and we're still learning on a system that was put in place to teach kids how to be factory workers.
Assembly line pieces.
You know what I'm saying? Sit right here, focus, do this, and then we teach you how to do homework. So when I ask you to do overtime, you won't even ask me what's going on.
I kind of get that, but homework helps reinforce the things that you were in class. I got you, but add that piece too, because you got to do homework. Even if, like I just told you, my certification, whatever the lesson was, but I got to go outside and do some extra stuff to gain what I need to gain.
And I get that, but excuse me, but your job will also teach you your skill. Like, so if you decide, hey, I want to progress,
will it though?
You said that.
Yeah.
So I actually had a talk with my vice president probably 4 years ago. He's like, you all need to go out and learn the thing. I'm like, I don't know what I don't know. I don't know what I need to know. I need you to be able to tell me directly, specifically. And that's when we started having these training conversations. But if I would have just relied on, and I told y'all, I ended up under 2 project managers that had no idea what the fuck they were doing. So now I'm going to be expected to learn things to help me maintain myself and my career for longevity from people that don't know shit. So I need intentional, direct learning opportunities.
Development.
Exactly. So, but I can't expect just because I'm here, I'm going to get it.
But you saying in that workforce, just having like, okay, hey, you don't reach this point, go look into this.
Yeah, tell me what direction I need to be trying to gain additional knowledge. Because honestly, the reason I went for my PMP was because I felt like I don't have anybody giving me the direction. It's just like, you do a good job in your space. Hopefully you continue to do that. But now I'm in charge of developing people behind me. So it takes a different level of skill. And if I don't have anybody give me direct understanding, or I didn't see it coming up, where do I get it from?
Right.
I got to go do the homework.
So no shot at your job, but I feel like that's where they failed you, because that training there should be a training piece in there regardless.
But that's what you're saying. You hope that every professional job lane does that.
But like, and I'm just be real with you. Most of them who are looking to continue with your growth as an employee will have it.
Okay, well, you speak from your experience, so I've been traumatized.
Yeah. No, so I think it's different. It's different lanes with different companies too. Yeah. Because if I'm okay with you sitting here, like if I'm okay with you staying in this box because you do a good job in this box, then why would I train you to do anything else? You know what I'm saying?
I can hear that.
But if I want to continuously see, like, the way I was taught was the best way for me to look like an amazing manager or an amazing supervisor is for my people to start moving up around me, right? If I can get you to move up into a non-supervisor role, then it look, damn, like Byron must be really be developing these people. So as a supervisor, I would start suggesting development. Like, hey, we need to get a training course going on XYZ. Hey, if we're going to be implementing these new systems, we need to get this development going so that we can get this, so that they actually understand what we're doing and how to do it. Sometimes just telling the person, hey, here's the new piece, without telling them why we're doing it, the why can make it a whole lot easier to understand what you're doing. You know what I'm saying?
I always ask, what's the end result? Like, what are we trying to get to? Why are we doing this?
But you got a lot of people also too comfortable where they're at.
Period.
So you're not one of those people.
Yeah.
So you got a lot of other people who've came before you. That's like, shit, I'm finna ride this off into the sunset.
Exactly.
Ride it out, and those are the people who taught you.
Facts.
They uncle brought them in,
and it's like, I'm here.
Yeah, I'm good.
I'm gonna keep getting this check because
what's funny is
why do more?
They was good until they weren't, because both of them gone.
Yeah,
because then the people who
somebody
the
came
money,
behind.
They started to see the development
of somebody.
Like, this motherfucker been here 15 years and he ain't said shit about XYZ.
You know what's beautiful about like simple questions, and I'm not gonna say that was the most simple question, but like you can start to see who people are in the questions. Like your answer is, I'm managing my family, my household today, right now.
That's what I said. My shit could change next week. Might want to be a chef because my wife got mad because I can't cook.
Right.
You know, shit like that.
But it's like I need to be able to take care of right now. My answer was, I'm a forward thinker. I'm trying to always be prepared for what's coming forward. I care about people. I want people. You're thinking about like, how could I have managed?
Want the money, man.
So that's what I was about to say. How could I have managed the funds to be able to be in a better position, or to be taking advantage of financial opportunities? Like just little questions like that can open you up to it.
That's what I was gonna say. I was like, y'all shit got kind of deep, and I'm just trying to get my coffee.
Except you want to be a mechanic. This week is a mechanic. Next week,
I can wake up.
Who the fuck knows? I might need to be a goddamn car. I might need to build a house, man.
But to pivot the conversation a little bit and kind of look into, I guess, life experience, but also interest. Cord, I didn't tell you, I went to Northeastern, studied mechanical engineering. Went off, got an opportunity with the Seahawks first, right? Oh no, the Rams. Yeah. So with the Rams, the Seahawks, the Saints. It was one more team. Vikings. Yep. Vikings. So spent a decent amount of time in the NFL. Like he told you, got an opportunity with the BC Lions, and then finished with Edmonton. Yep. Edmonton. So well traveled in the professional football ranks. But I imagine like you didn't start playing football once you finished college. So you started playing, you went through college, you played high school. I imagine you played before then. So you probably got close to 20 years of ball in you.
Yeah, started at age of 5.
20 years of ball, probably 20 more, because you probably finished it with 30, 31, 30.
Yeah, I finished at 31.
So 25 years of ball. Your identity, like we talked about with our guy Kyron Lacey. Yeah. Well, now he older than that, so he got a little bit. Yeah. But we just talked about with the incident with Kyron Lacey, is somebody potentially being tied up with their identity being into, I'm a football player.
Yeah.
I told the guys a long time ago about my transition out of ball because I tied my identity, and I didn't have literally half of what you had into it.
So that was the first episode when he talked about identity.
Yeah.
Because that resonated with me tremendously, but just because even though I went to school for mechanical engineering, even though I chose the school to go to because it was going to allow for me to do major in mechanical engineering and play football, as we know, when you go into sports, them folks not going to allow for you to do that. Not when we was coming out.
Right.
No, I literally had a counselor tell me, you're not going to be able to do this. First week of school, you're not going to be able to do this. And my mindset was, all right, I'm going to show you. But that's the mentality that was around.
It was the same. Like, and I didn't know how much below the Mason-Dixon line we're undeveloped in the school system as far as engineering. Like, I didn't learn this until I got to school that most schools above this line have engineering prep programs in high school.
Really?
So these formulas, the things that I was being introduced, man, I was so far behind. Like light years behind these other kids who, number one, they're only focused on being in school.
Yeah.
I might have had 2 other athletes that were on full scholarship, and they were 2 track athletes. But
and they do whatever.
And they, you know what I'm saying? So that part, which led to once I actually left school, came back home because Northeastern is a 5-year school because they have a co-op program. So I came back home to work at Delta just to try out, see what the engineering field had to offer back at home. Kind of had wrote football off, like, man, this shit, it's over with. And then, boom, get the phone call from a scout who worked me out my junior year. Like, hey, we signed to you. I'm like, okay. And went into an immediate panic, like, shit, okay, this is real. This is going on. Train, came back home, bust my ass. Now I'm 8 years in. And it's like, damn, who the fuck am I outside of this now? Even though I enjoy working on cars, I enjoy doing all these things, and that, but also like going broke in the middle of my career, where it's like, okay, I was trying to focus on so many different things while I was playing my time in the league. The main thing was the main thing. So then that's like, all right, now I got to get back to focusing on just ball, and then shit, get back home. And that after that last year, expecting to be signed back, because that year going to Edmonton was a prove it year.
Yeah.
Which was some bullshit, you know.
What year was that?
That was 16.
Okay, so I was there at 15, so I just missed.
Yeah, because y'all had just won the Grey Cup.
Won the Grey Cup, yeah.
And yeah, like Wally said some stuff to Ed. I don't know what went around.
General managers,
yeah.
Calling our name.
Yeah,
Ed.
Hey, look, I was on the practice roster and I went and talked to Ed because I'm like, I'm killing in practice. Y'all just not gonna promote, make me put it to the active roster. It was like, all right, man, I give you this extra $100 a week. I was like, hell yeah, real straight.
Yeah, like I don't know what from what I heard, somebody said that I wasn't a practice guy, which was bullshit. But supposed to be an approved year. I get to Edmonton, prove it again, and then I come back home. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm getting re-signed. That was just, go prove it, and then shit, that wasn't the case. And then from that, I started my training program, which was moving and picking up, but it wasn't moving financially. Like you say, now it's the real world. I've been used to making a consistent certain amount of money for years. Man, end up in the club with a cat. He telling me about he want to buy some guns, and I'm like, my engineering mind goes into play and shit. I know what to do.
Yeah.
And now I'm selling the cat some guns, and then shit. Desi, I'm my little bro Desi Banks. I'm traveling with him and doing some stuff, and that get away from that, and then boom, just a whole identity crisis. Bro, trying to figure out who I was that year out.
Still got them guns?
Hell no.
Okay.
Said he sold them.
Yeah. Sold them and ended up with an indictment in 2021.
Oh shit!
So I'm fresh off of having to serve a 12-month, 27-month sentence in the feds. Like, served a year. I got out October the 7th.
Damn.
You know that shit.
Okay, go
ahead. Go ahead. You got it.
Yeah.
Nigga, what the fuck? Hold on. Yeah. How was that? Because
which part
you're active, you're an active guy, right?
Yeah.
You was doing your football, mechanical engine, just to, what was that like? I just got to sit down now.
So what's the interesting part about prison, federal prison, that is how much it mimics school.
Okay.
How much it mimics school. The compound is is just like a college campus. The dorms are like a locker room.
Okay.
So that part of it, the mental conditioning that came from sport was kind of like, damn, it made it easier.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I ain't going home. I don't have as much freedom to move around and do stuff like that as somebody being still same shit in college football. Somebody telling you what to do, when, what, all that kind of stuff. So the programming aspect of it was, okay, I'm going to football camp.
Okay.
Yeah. Did you feel? This is a weird question because it's part of my head. But did you feel comfort in that? I know you. I'm locked up, but one thing that was kind of different for me when I got into the real world, like I got to manage everything that's going on in my life. But then because that structure was gone,
and I think that's something. I got a life coach, and that's something that I kind of realized from my time with her. Is as an athlete, you're so used to being told the things to do that when that shit is gone, even though you still know what to do, is like, I'm used to having somebody tell me. And I'm used to that
on the agenda.
Like, I told one of the cats at the prison, like, they was like, well, how was that? I'm like, man, I come into the facility, the whole day is on the TV screen.
Exactly.
The whole day is there. This, all of this is structured to the point where you become so programmed.
Look, when to eat,
all that stuff. So it's the same thing once you get down the road. You know, the programming. The most difficult part of that was actually before. The most difficult part was the unknown. The fighting. It really ain't a fight. When somebody say fighting the case from a federal side, it ain't really ain't a fight.
They got you.
Once they got you, they got you. The amount of money that was spent
to get you
on attorneys. That part, that was the most difficult part.
Okay.
But even in that, it's so much that mimics the NFL experience. You go do a pre-sentence interview. They call it a PSI. The PSI is the same thing that the league do when they come and conduct. They do a private investigation on you. They go talk to your teachers. They go talk to, I knew that the league had talked to my 4th grade teacher.
That's crazy.
A middle school teacher.
Wild. Yeah, because I'm definitely a different
and
person.
Somebody at the high school. I went back to talk at my my elementary school, and my 4th grade teacher was like, "Yeah, they came and did an interview, asked me what kind of student you were, all that kind of stuff."
Really?
So it's no coincidence why they do this. They finna invest all this money into you. And a lot of guys don't know this. That's why I tell guys like, "Hey man, you just don't never know who they're going to go and ask about you."
Yeah.
So the same thing is kind of the same thing. The pre-sentence interview is the first time that the judge sees who you are outside of the charges that you have. So I had to talk about who else, my parents, raised, my siblings, all that kind of stuff, and bring that person all the way up to date to what made me choose. And it was interesting because I did my pre-sentence interview in front of the probation's top person. And she was very shocked when I was like, she was like, "So as a former NFL player, there was nothing to help you transition?" I'm like, "No. Once you done, you fucking done." They use you and
that shit like the army. Like
it is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
It is in a sense. It's like once you done, we done. Now, are there resources out there? Yes, but you don't learn about them until you start having conversations with cats, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we got a mental health center." "Oh yeah, they got a financial assistance program. If you get a little behind on something, you can get them a car." But you don't know, so it's like you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
And then that exposure.
Everybody got the same story. Because I watched like the Pivot and a whole bunch of more podcasts with former athletes. And everybody got that same shit. Like, bro, it's like, I ain't know what to do with my hands, goddamn. I woke up and like, damn, what the fuck am I gonna do today? Like every basketball, football, everybody got the same story.
I think, man, it's also too like being in a space where you've made it to such a high level on something that people think you got this shit figured out.
Yeah.
And that's just one part of life.
Yeah.
And that's something that somebody been doing for 20, 15, 10 years, however long it is. I almost said like, I feel like once you start playing, you've been on a treadmill. And once you stop, it's just like, you ever seen somebody fall off?
Yeah.
That's the world.
Yeah.
That's the world. The world been turning.
Yeah.
And you've been on a whole nother, but the world been turning at a whole different rate than what you've been over. The world you've been over here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like you got classmates who moved up in the ranks of their position, and it's like you damn near starting from ground zero again.
Man, that's exactly how I felt, bro. I felt like when I finished playing ball, of course you supposedly have made some money, you have experiences in life, but like I felt like I was behind like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like all my classmates, everybody, $100,000 is like supposed to be a standard, but everybody making it, everybody traveling, they got everything established. And I'm like, damn, bro, I'm looking for a $14 an hour job.
Yeah, that was the same
and I
shit
just was supposed to be.
Like, I don't got no fucking resume. Like, what
you
the
just,
fuck
hey,
I'm supposed to go out here and tell these folks?
Read my mind. Somebody was like, "Oh, you got a resume?" I'm like, "My resume says
I play
the Jets, exactly. Motherfucking Vikings, the Rams. Yeah, I got a resume.
Look,
14 interceptions.
Look, you start putting on shit like you like. I'm a good team player.
Yeah,
I can follow. You know what I'm saying? Like I learn fast.
So that's something that, and I don't know if everybody sees that, because that was something I had struggled. I had trouble with, because my resume was I played football. And of course, they tell you people want athletes, but they don't necessarily tell you to think about why they want athletes.
Why they want them? Yeah,
so if you can sit in an interview, get to an interview, and be able to say that part, I've learned how to work with teams. I've learned how to, even simply take directions, be on time. I've learned how to develop some type of whatever they gave us, and we evolved it. I helped just being able to tell the things that you've been able to gain through the process.
But who or what shine that light on you to understand that skill set outside of the game?
So that's honestly, so this is my cloud chasing. Like I wrote a book. And me in writing the book, that was my intent, because I felt like nobody ever told me, like, why are you supposed to be proud of being an athlete going to the real world? I started sitting and thinking about it, like this skill, this opportunity, this event caused me to gain this. And then I was like, you know what? A lot of kids going through the process are not thinking about why they're doing it. That's what I was talking about. I always want to know why. They just think about what I'm doing.
Right.
I'm going to train. All right, well, what are you also building in that? Consistency, resilience. You're pushing, being able to fight through adversity. Like that's, I walk in a room, in office right now, and the first time something go wrong, people be like, "Oh, what the fuck, man?"
Problem solving.
And I'm like, "Bro, all right, cool. Now what's next?" Like those skills, being able to be able to understand this is what's becoming inside of me was the reason I wrote the book.
Yeah, that's
underrated. The route they call the NFL dream.
I feel like you don't brag about that enough.
Nah,
I be telling that nigga, bro, you wrote a book. Like, do you
like that's what I'm supposed to do with this experience? And that hurdle for me, like even being away, I was writing. I'm like, man, this shit.
Hey,
like,
let's
do this. Right. I just want to talk and somebody else right.
Hey, let's do this. Since I just finished, it's not Brandon talking.
Oh,
I just finished my PMP, like I told you. The next goal was to write my second one. So let's do it together, accountability wise.
Yeah, I need it.
I'm gonna send you what my initial process is, so we can start thinking about outlining. But then from there, let's just keep in touch.
Yeah.
So, because honestly, bro, I feel like you got an amazing story, and honestly, that to me, you being able to get out and speak, it helps to have a resource for people to hold on to when you leave that space.
Yeah.
So developing that book, I think, will be monumental for who you are becoming.
Yeah.
So I'm down to put you, like, this is my second time going through it, so we can do it together.
I need it.
Hold on now. I want to let you know. I don't know if you know him like that.
What's that?
He's
you
going.
Just said, yeah.
You just agreed.
I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's going to be on your ass about it.
I know.
Okay. All right. I'm just.
I know.
Okay,
so
cool.
The same like he see me in, I train with him.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? I know the work ethic. I know all, like I said, all that part, because I've seen it from the same way he saw me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I have a tremendous amount of respect for
that
it.
That nigga's a great friend.
For sure.
Like that nigga about
He gonna hold you.
I mentioned something, and that nigga took me YouTube clips of this and something of that or something of that. Like, all right, bro, goddamn, you know what I mean? But that's who he is. When the shit ain't even on my mind.
I want to start writing. The next time we got here, I had a book.
He had the little.
So I said I want to start journaling.
Yeah,
we about to get back to you. I was like, cause bro, I was just going through a lot, and I'm like, bro, I gotta write this shit down. So I'm just talking, bro. This nigga ordered me because he got a little book that I think dope. Nigga bought me one.
Yeah,
shit, I've been in that motherfucker, but just that, dog, like that's so. I'm saying before you verbally sign up, nigga, just know what you're getting yourself into.
I think it's nothing is by coincidence. All this alignment, assignment, and technique.
Yeah, because look, be for real. Last week, I'm still working on my PMP. I'm not doing nothing until I'm done. Yeah. I'm done. Court comes in.
Yeah.
Now let's get on this journey together.
Do this.
Yeah, because like I said, being
feel like
held
we need to
accountable.
Take a shot for that too before we go.
I'm with it.
Yeah.
Oh, I was like. No. Who's bringing out shots?
Yeah. But like you said, that the development and things like that is being. I see it now. Like you said, even the problem solving aspect of like it's a running job. I remember one game I was coming off the sideline and Benny was fucking going crazy.
Who the fuck is Benny?
Benny was our head coach in DC. My bad. I know that. Yeah. Hey man, you got a good podcast. Excuse me. Gotta answer questions. And my mom, she was like, he was just arguing, yelling. You just was looking. I'm like, because football teaches you like you learn, like you said, you start to learn in all sports how people react to stuff. And I'm that person like when shit burning down, I need to look around and see what's going on. I need to assess. I'm not finna be like my thing is just being calm in the storm. So I just remember like I can look at people just off of team stuff and be like, I know when shit going crazy, oh, this person gonna be like this person gonna be like that, and it all that assessment came from football.
You can't be on our team. You're gonna be just like me.
Nah, but he could also be like me.
I don't. Meeting him today, nah.
Yeah. Nah, he could be on our team though.
Yeah, he can, but
Put him over on that island over there.
niggas on the team.
I mean, I think that's a part of any team.
That's a part of life, man.
That's a part of life, bro.
It is.
That's a part of life.
I think with our flag team is people who ain't got past a certain level,
right?
So then they don't navigate things the way that we're used to handling or navigating them.
Yeah,
because you have seen another level and you realize, like, I can't play this back and forth game with the motherfucker who pay me or the motherfucker who say, hey, you could be out here actually.
Or the person that opinion don't matter.
Facts.
Like, why am I going back and forth with you when it really don't matter? I'm about to walk over here and do my job, and you can't affect me.
Yeah, like, and I think, like I said, that's what I love about the game. They call that shit the game of life, but it really is. Like, you up 1 minute, you down, you can be in good position, you can still not make the play. It's so many intricate details in the game.
Yep.
And it's funny because the other day at training, I was joking with, we got three guys that went, 2 went undrafted, 1 got drafted that were training with us the other day.
Dope.
And Nico went to Carver. He going up to camp tomorrow.
Yeah.
Saskatchewan.
Okay.
Nico fast, twitchy as shit. So I made a joke with him. I said, if I was to play right now, I said, I now understand why the NFL films, when they do the documentaries, they play the classical music. I said, because if I was playing right now, that's how my movements would be. I'm like, that shit gonna be like,
be a symphony.
Da, da, da. I said, it's gonna be like a symphony.
Mm-hmm.
I said, but nigga, you like drill music. I said, everything you do is like, bum, 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 bum. And I said, I got to get you to being like more classical on the field. And he was like,
so it's smooth.
It's smooth.
Like that shit.
And I think the light bulb went off on because I kept telling him, like, fast is smooth is fast and fast is smooth. I say it's just like learning the efficiency of the movement. And I think the light bulb went off on when I made that what's the name, because he started slowing down and understanding his body movement. Yeah. I told him, I said, bro, you fast. I said, the intangibles, you got that part.
Yeah.
But understanding your body and how you move and that you know that you fast, I'm like, you don't got it. The effort don't have to look like it. And I said, that's what I noticed the older that I got in playing was like, I didn't have to depend on my tangibles because I had developed mentally so much that the game slowed down to me that my speed and all the other stuff, I use that in oh shit moments versus having to depend on that shit.
So that's what I was about to say is there's the experience that you get, the knowledge that you get, you learn, and the efficiency of your body learning that, those things allow you to, okay, I could take 3 steps right here, or I can see where they lined up. Let me take a step now before the snap is. I ain't got to make a step at all. I'm already in position. But in being youthful, it's like everything's in front of me, everything's moving, I got to go. But as you gain experience and growth in your abilities, now it's like, okay, I put myself in a good position. Now all I gotta do is kind of glide to this position, and now I'm going. Yeah. Instead of trying to backpedal, a T-turn and then go. I've already slid into position because my experience has told me, all right, when they do this, this is the thing that's probably coming.
Yeah, and life shows you that time and time again. That's why you like you said, you see cats and you understand the movements, you understand the placement, you get to understand like, oh man, that's why that dude is successful. That's why these things work, because like you said, you able to kind of take a blowed out view from it and look at it from a whole different that's why I like birds and eagles in the example, because like I said, they get a totally different viewpoint from everything else. That's why film is the way it is. Like being and developing, see that shit, man. I can tell I can watch a game with no sound or nothing and understand what's going on.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, and that's why I try to make sure I lead and tell those guys like, you got everything. It's just slowing down. But like you said, we also understand the story.
Yeah.
You know about the bull. You know the bull on the hill. I know you done heard it before.
All the animals. That's why I like birds. Yeah. I couldn't. Yeah, that shit just
bird.
Hey. So like I've heard the story about the bull and the hill.
Yeah.
But somebody might not have. You got the ability. You got the ability to.
Well, the bull and the hill, you know, the father bull and the young bull was sitting, and the younger bull was excited to see a whole bunch of women bull down in the bottom of the hill, and he's like, "Father, let's run down. We can hump them all,
get them all,
Or now he was like, we can get down and get one.
I don't like how that nigga just said. I know you know.
Yeah, we can get one.
Y'all bonded already.
But the father bull said, let's grace down and we can get them all. So that
works in every industry.
It works in every industry, like understanding that. And like I said, even moving into, like how I moved into talent management, I didn't have a clue what I was doing. But my engineering mind, I know that I can reverse engineer anything.
So talent management.
Yeah, I was about to say, was that with Desi?
Yeah, so I started off with Desi Banks back in 2018. Started off just traveling with him. And then
what did y'all meet?
So Desi played football at Morehead State. He was training with my homeboy Ted at that time. Then he transferred to Georgia State. So at that point, it was a football relationship.
Gotcha.
I knew Desi from football. And then, as I think actually when I got to BC, he started blowing up on Vine, and I would see the videos and I'd come in, and then like I said, I come back home and would be training. And then, like I said, the engineering mindset, I went to a stand-up comedy show, his first one, and studying it.
I was just thinking, like, he got to.
He didn't bomb.
Oh shit.
He did bomb. I watched, and being an athlete, the next week when he came back to the gym, he was like, "Man, what you thought?" And I had
already.
I don't know shit about stand-up comedy, but I'm like, "Man, your stage presence, you this, you that. You need to have a little bit more confidence." And then I just started traveling with him, and then from that part, I made a phone call to somebody and was like, "Hey, man, I got a homeboy." Like he said, that's when I understood, like, some of my classmates and stuff like that had moved up in different space.
Yeah.
Because I had homeboys that was working at Reebok. I had different people that was working at different spaces. And I hit somebody, I was like, "Man, I got a homeboy, man. He got a lot of followers. I mean, it got to bring him some money."
Yeah.
And people like, "Oh, we don't know just yet," because that was new then too. So I had a homegirl that was styling like Kanye, Rihanna. So I had hit her, and I was like, "Yo, I got this homeboy. He doing this." I'm like, "Hey, man, get him some clothes off their rack." And she was like, "I'll do it," but she's like, "Sound like you managing." I'm like, "Nah." I said, "I'm just looking out for the homie."
Yeah.
And she was like, "Nah, I think you need to consider it." So we went, sat down, and I was like, "So what does a manager do?" She started running off stuff. She was like, handling day-to-day stuff, answering emails. As soon as she said answer email, I was like, I don't want to do it.
We got to hire somebody for that.
I don't want to do it. And I ended up calling my sister's fiance, because he had been in the music industry for a while. And I asked him, and then I think we went down to New Orleans and he did a show down there, and he flew down. I drove down because, I had an ex down there. I went down there to, hang out. Yeah. Just so happy you coming. And then he rolled back with me. And I was asking him, and he was like, "Bro, if you think you can get it, go get it." I made that phone call. I was like, "Man, think I can do this shit?" I called him back. I was like, "Man, give me 90 days. If everything is working and doing what it's supposed to do, we'll keep going." And then after that, boom, it was taking off from that.
Out of there.
Yeah, it was taking off from that. So just seeing, like, everything that's come from him is 1000% the consistency of an athlete and understanding.
It's crazy because the first time I saw him, bro, I said, "Boy, actually played." You could tell he actually was an athlete. He ain't out here bullshitting. Like, you see some nigga do shit, and you like, "Yeah, that nigga bullshit." You could even when he playing, you could tell he knew what the fuck he was doing.
With the little skits.
To a T. But like I said, that consistency of being an athlete bled over into, like
the
rest of his stuff, like stand up, the work he put in with that, the coaching he took with, doing, when I brought my homeboy on and him developing him on stage to, I seen him go from 5 to 10 to 15 to his first 30 minutes to an hour to having to, like, "Hey, bro, you got to come off stage."
Yeah.
Like, falling in love with it from
with
there.
it.
That's what's up.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, actually, why do you feel like it's so hard, or it seems to be hard for athletes to transition the skills that they've learned intrinsically into the real world?
Because we don't. It's kind of what you said earlier. Like, that's why I asked that question of, you said it was the book.
Yeah.
But outside of that, somebody has to take that, deconstruct it, and say, hey, doing this converts over into this and on this side, or doing that converts into that. Like, for you to go back and say, like, all right, leadership skills, time management, problem solving.
Yeah.
Those are things that I do know now are all a part of that. But like you said, from being in it, you don't know that at the time. You don't know that at the time. And like, now having a life coach, I understand that, because she's able to take some things, but she's specifically like
pointing it out.
and she's good with athletes.
Yeah.
So I'll tell anybody, like Stephanie, my sis, like, she's been intricate in that, because she'll take, say, hey, this applies to this over here, from an athlete standpoint. And I don't think if someone hasn't experienced it or been, it's gonna be hard.
Yeah.
It's gonna be hard, because even dating someone who haven't been a part of team sports, it shows up and it's different.
Yeah.
Like, I can tell, like, you ain't never been on a team. It kind of shows up in different ways. So that part has been intricate for me. Having somebody say, all right, this applies to this applies to that.
Yeah, I think because I've seen young men who have played sports and they get a job, but now they don't show up on time. They not working hard. Like, in my mind, and I'm different.
They probably wasn't doing it then either, though.
I was about to say,
okay, well,
they probably wasn't doing it then either.
Possibly. I also think there is an aspect that we have to learn, and it's something that probably needs to be discussed, is like, there's a transition. And honestly, you see it in professional athletes, like in high school, college, first couple years in the league. Like, this is fun. This is what I want to do my whole life. Yeah. And then now it's a job. So when you go into somewhere that's not necessarily the excitement of life, the fun in life, now I got to go do it. Even though I got to bring these skills, it's not giving me the same feeling that I used to.
Nah,
that's
college
the transition.
Took the fun out of it for me.
Say it again.
College took fun.
And they take
college took the fun out.
It take the fun out of a lot. And when you get to the league, it's a business now.
Yeah, but when I got back to the league, it became fun.
Yeah.
College took it all the way out. I think both of my parents lost their jobs soon as I got to college. That was a reality. I had to.
What year was it?
This was 2005.
Okay.
My dad got sick. My mom was having to work. She lost her job shortly after that. So I stayed up I had to work on campus. I worked in facilities, like, in between, which was blessing, because they looked out for us. They looked out for us athletes, because we had a facility job. So, I worked in the mechanic shop then. And the guys who were over us, they, like I said, it was a couple cats from Florida and all that. We would stay during the summer. I worked on the snow team. I was on active probation.
Snow team.
Oh yeah, snow team paid good too. Snow team paid $20 an hour.
Motherfucker.
Snow team paid $20 an hour.
I'm just talking about even just the
half.
Oh yeah, because
it was the half was
in Boston. Yeah, you about to get snow.
Yeah,
you about to get snow, but it was some good days, because you on the clock. Even if it ain't snowing yet, and then when it's the jam, gonna be your back, your shoulder,
it's gonna work.
Yeah, you gonna work. But yeah, just having that experience, like, made it. And then, like you said, the recruiting process is so much cap, bro. Like, you get these coaches, they come in, and then you get on campus, it's a totally different person. Like, who is this dude? You not the same dude that came.
I'm the coach. You met the salesman.
Bro, I was just saying,
I didn't
but
know
everybody don't know that.
But he was a kid. He 17,
I
18
didn't know
years
this at
old.
18.
We all was kids.
I wouldn't have known that. I would have thought the person that I came inside in my living room, none of them did. But that's who I'm going to see. That's who I'm going to spend the next 4 years with.
I don't know. I don't know why I knew that. But nigga, I don't know. Like, I guess going to so many, like, the camps or the visits, right, or the games. Like you see these niggas for who they are. You know what I mean? Like,
But you don't really see that much of them in that time. Like if somebody come sit in your living room, somebody come and talk to you specifically, and they show themselves to you. It's different than seeing somebody on the field with somebody else.
What's your son's name?
Braylon.
Man, I'm gonna take great care of Braylon, man. You know, he's gonna come up on campus. Like, man, I got there. I'm like,
you another number. Like you a football player at that point.
But somebody didn't make you feel that way.
But
and everybody think I'm the different guy. Of course, they treat them guys like that, but they came to me and told me I'm the special one, so I'm gonna get treated special. I mean, nah, you get there and it's different.
It's the representative, bro.
Exactly.
I've heard that, but I don't know
it's
why.
It's like dating.
But that's what I was. About
we know this now.
What I was about to get at.
The representative shows up.
The representative. We told you. You grew up way faster than most of us. All right. You was experiencing stuff. I told you were experiencing stuff at 15 that I ain't experienced till I was 21. So your mindset might have been a little different. I feel like that's got to play a part.
I think so, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Just
but remember, it was people having those same conversations when I got to Alabama State. Remember when the nigga was like, "Yeah, they been recruiting me." I'm like, "Nigga, it was the last motherfucker." Like, you know. So I don't know. I think the mindset was, it probably was different.
What year you came out?
07.
07. You had people around you that had went through the process before?
A couple guys okay.
And they talked to you about their process.
Yeah, of course, like the practice and shit.
And they told you that the coach that came and sat in my living room was full of shit.
Yeah. No, we didn't have that conversation.
So that's what I'm saying. How do you gain that?
I think just knowing about like their coach, like I told you, Mississippi State. I always talk about that one because nigga, in there, that nigga was just like the worst nigga ever. So, but I'm knowing this and I'm like, bro, you're not about to get none of us in here. Like, you know what I mean? He ain't even put on that nigga. Like, nigga, lie to me. I think I was just expecting it. Like, I know what this is. You know what I mean?
Hold on. So you saying with the Mississippi State situation, like
they showed themselves.
They showed them. They didn't want you.
No. It was a room. It wasn't me. Like it was a room.
Yeah. So he ended up being in. This is after a game, right?
It was before a game.
Before a game.
They was playing Arkansas.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if he was just in coach mode or what, but the nigga was just on some.
He ain't put on his mask.
He didn't put on nothing. But everybody in there was like.
But you got lucky. You got lucky to see that, honestly.
Yeah.
Because most recruits
I've
never
seen that. That's exactly. Nobody else, nigga. I remember the it was 2 rows of people. It was like, man, maybe 15 of us. But when that nigga walked out, everybody was like, man, nigga ain't fucking with this nigga. Nigga ain't coming here. Like, cause it was just like.
That was Coach Kroon? Was it Coach Kroon?
Hey, look, he was trying to avoid saying.
That nigga was crazy. You know him?
That was our running back coach in St. Louis.
Oh.
You know Coach Kroon is a legend.
No, I know.
Yeah.
But nigga, fuck that. And that's what I'm saying. Nigga, wait till
But you gotta understand the era of Coach Kroon. Coach Kroon was the first. One of the I think he was the first black at Alabama.
Yeah.
My grandma knew him, right? So when I told her I went on my visit, she was like, "Oh, Sylvester Kroon." My grandma from Mississippi, but she lived in Tuscaloosa. So I don't know if she knew somebody in Mississippi or whatever. However the fuck it, but yeah. She used to love that nigga.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, grandma, that nigga was mean as fuck.
But he didn't want you to have that surprise at court in the back.
But no, yeah.
I want this is what you coming into.
But
though.
I
You make a decision.
I was expecting like,
and that's why they suck too.
But what's crazy is he come from a different era too. He came from a different era of football. I'm not finna kiss your ass.
Like I said, Saban was the first person to cuss me out about lunging.
Yeah.
Right? I went to a camp at LSU. That was the only freshman that went. Like junior to senior. And I lunged at the line and the nigga and that nigga said, "What the fuck is wrong with you? Why did you lunge? What the fuck are you, a freshman or something?" And I was like, yeah. And he was like, "I don't give a shit. I know they don't teach you down there." And whatever. Like, no, oh shit. Like, so seeing that was just like bro, my coaches ain't talk to us like that, but
my high school coaches did. So I had thick skin as far as that part of it. But I guess what I'm saying is
strangers.
More so I'm saying more so just like the overall experience of.
So all right, I think this is what I want to know real quick. I know we gotta move on. what was said to you that made you like, man, these niggas like what was said to you and what happened when you got there?
I just witnessed like you said, not only just I played right away. So it wasn't an issue of me competing, none of that kind of shit. It really didn't bother me. It's the aspect of I got life going on back at home. This stuff with my parents and all this kind of stuff. We ain't really hitting as a program.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And my head coach, really, you on some weird shit. You kind of weird. You know what I'm saying? And the way you show up as a leader or certain things, I don't fuck with.
Okay.
I don't fuck with it. You know, and it just it made me like the reason I just told my college roommate, he came to see me the other day. He pulled up at the house. Lamar guy, he went to Noonan.
Noonan High School?
Yeah, Noonan. Now he went to Noonan. He was the reason that I went to that school. Because he was a nigga from the South. That nigga made me feel at home.
Yeah.
Like all that. How much ever he got, what was it? I forgot how much money you used to get for your, the host.
The host. Mm-hmm.
Them niggas knew not to make me a host.
You were telling the truth.
Absolutely.
Nobody covering this bitch.
Yeah. I hosted one dude. He committed because I was like, hey, bro, I don't know what you coming here to do.
That's why usually they
This
have
ain't-
girls to when you first come in, they had the girls to greet you and shit.
Man,
like
I
that.
went to Northeastern
And
University.
then
This
they
is
had
a
football.
academic school.
Yeah.
One.
So
Two,
y'all ain't have
we had
You don't want them girls coming.
yeah.
Look at you being like smart girls
I'm about
pretty
to say the
too.
girl was in the engineering program too.
No,
They
I know, but
Yeah, it was
probably
that many.
different.
It wasn't that many, but it was not that many.
Damn, that's
But
funny.
just from that, it's
I did not
cold.
host.
When you come on the visit, it's cold, and I think they kind of had rolled the wave off of the previous coach, Don Brown, who had success at that school, who ended up going to UMass. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because we played them, and each time Don Brown would give me the handshake, say, "Hey, you want to come on over?" Yeah. I was loyal by default. I should have got the hell on and went on over to UMass.
It's all right to do that these days.
Yeah, now? Man.
I can sign that bitch.
Yeah.
Nah,
I don't like
You
that
can actually go back and forth in the same.
I don't
year.
like that
Yeah.
shit, man. But yeah,
I do and I don't.
you could be going to 3 different schools.
I do and I don't. I do because the coaches do it.
Yeah.
A coach can make decisions off the coaches.
A coach can recruit you,
And they be gone.
be fired. That's in that same recruiting class.
Yep.
And shit, he's still getting paid from that school, from that previous school.
And you got to deal with somebody.
And you got to deal with somebody else who's
mindset.
probably not going to play you because you're not one of his guys.
I can understand that aspect of it.
You know what I'm saying?
These niggas be there,
But
same fucking coaches.
Yeah.
Man,
He ain't play me.
do better.
That Brazilians part, that part I don't.
That's what
I
I'm
don't
talking
fuck
about.
with that part because I do feel like all my lessons from football have just been like shit.
It's all working for you.
Yeah, like and the more I realize in life, that's what it is. Everything is working for you, is not working against you.
Yeah. I got a question, and it goes way back in the conversation you were talking about when you left ball and then you went into training some kids, but my mind got locked into that gap. The gap of how did you actually feel once you realized ain't nobody calling, and I don't necessarily know what the next step is.
I hated football. That first year out, that gap, I didn't even want to watch it.
Yeah,
I didn't want to watch it. I was so hurt, bro. I was hurt.
Yeah.
Like a bad breakup, nigga. I was hurt.
about to say, when you feel like your
I was about
love
to say that shit feel like it betrayed you.
What?
And you did more than you ever
Yeah.
did any of them women.
It hurt
you all this
It
time.
hurt even worse because that nigga like, oh nigga, I just killed. I know
I
they
just
signed
killed
me
this
back.
season.
I know they signed me.
I know y'all signing me back. I came in here and
Excuse me,
did.
coach, my number didn't change.
Bro, I came in here and did everything that y'all. First of all, I came in. Y'all had me behind somebody. Man, I'm a all-star in this league. Cool. Y'all can put me behind him. I ain't finna be behind him long. Second day of training camp, I'm already up with the ones.
Mm-hmm.
Now you move me around in different positions.
That's almost
I
a curse.
prevail through that.
That's almost a curse.
I prevailed through that.
Because you could play every defensive back position is completely different.
It's different.
The boundary corner and the field corner different. The boundary half and the field half different. The safety, all of it's different.
So y'all put me at the strong half spot. Give me a rookie field corner. Cool. I prevailed through that. I got a rookie field corner and a rookie nickel beside me. So I got 2 rookies. I prevailed through that. Y'all go get BT.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, we good now. Now I got a vet beside me. We finna, and me and him was like poetry in motion.
He the athletic director at Westlake now.
No, not that be Brandon Thompson. Not
okay, I thought you were talking Byron Turn.
Yeah, okay. And Byron, the reason I actually ended up in the CFL.
Yeah.
The reason I ended up in the CFL and the reason he ended up getting traded back
got him up out of there. Huh? We're gonna get him in here too. He got a crazy story.
Yeah, he got a crazy story. Yeah. Byron got a crazy story too.
I love all these shit.
Yeah.
But go ahead. My bad.
But man, y'all hate it, bro. I don't want to watch no game.
Yeah.
Especially when I'm watching guys make play. I'm like, man,
that'd be the
I made that play.
Yeah.
That's my play. So that part, you go through that. Like, I can speak for myself. I done talked to other guys. They were like, man, I don't want to study that shit. Shit, I'm gonna be honest with you.
That's what we trying to get to, cause ain't nobody.
I hated it.
That has tasted it. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. That's what I meant by I was like, damn, you just got back outside because you ended at 31. What, you 38 now?
Yeah.
Like, nigga, you ain't been a regular human long.
Yeah, for a decade.
Yeah. And I'm like I said.
Then jail was a year. Goddamn. Yeah.
I mean, but even outside, I just had a realization from my homegirl holding me accountable a couple weeks ago. I just took my first vacation trip where it wasn't work based. I went to Sedona. At the beginning of the month.
What is that? Arizona?
Yeah, Arizona. And
I guess.
Nigga, I was so focused and so committed while I was playing, bro. I didn't travel. I didn't do shit. If it wasn't training.
So I was gonna ask that too, because I was gonna get back to the NFL part of it. Like, how was that? You know, you ain't enjoyed that, like outside the line. No, you one of them niggas.
That shit was work.
That shit was.
I mean,
I was on the bubble guy.
I say the tears matter. Yeah.
I was on the bubble guy, and I didn't make the money that people thought.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So my first year, I think I made 110 because I was on the practice squad for majority.
Got 1 or 2 games.
I got to the active roster at the end of the year, so I missed accredited season by 1 game.
Okay.
All right, so now here comes the part where I don't realize. Okay, you make all this money during this gap, and then you got a whole off season. You ain't finna get paid. So now when people always like, well, how do guys go broke? Because you make a big lump sum during this time, and you don't realize that you're not finna get that type of money again until next August. Yeah. So you got 8 months. Yeah.
And look, you've been spending during the season like I'm gonna have this the whole year.
Yeah.
Sound like Lou Young.
So I made 110 that first year. Shit. I think I made 62 the next. I made 32 my third because I took an injury settlement with the Vikings after I spent a year with them for 32. And then my last year in 2012, I made 12 grand training camp. That was for the year. Then I left New Orleans after training camp. I go to the UFL to get off the plane to start to make 4 bands for the league to fold as the game ended.
Yeah, I remember that.
I'm talking about soon. I get off the plane. I start that week. When the game is over, we about to get back on the plane. They're like, "Hey guys,
it's over.
It's over."
Lou was playing, and he said the same shit. You know,
the comedian.
Yeah. Y'all, that story sounded the same. He was like, "Shit, nigga, I was just locked in." He was like, "I got bounced around so many teams." He was like, "So whenever somebody came in the locker room, I was like, oh shit, I'm gone." He was like, they passed me, and I'm like, oh shit, I got another day.
That wins, they show up.
Man, I got cut in New Orleans. I got cut and brought back in the same week, and the shit was so funny because I legit cleaned out my locker. I got back to my apartment. Nigga got hurt. They called me back like, "Hey, we bring you back." So I legit was out and back in. I was coming back in. Caps was laughing like,
and you didn't like. Sometimes you could take it personally, but you got to be like,
This a
Yeah,
I'm gonna show
by
back
that
up
time,
here,
I
and I
was
gotta
straight.
give everything.
By that time, I was straight. After my first season, when they drafted 2 corners, and then I got back home and I got cut out, but see, that's when I learned the power of relationships and the power of how you move. Because Art Valero, I'll never forget. Art Valero was our O-line coach in St. Louis. So week 8, when Laurent Robinson got hurt, I got moved from DB to receiver. And Coach Valero would always say, he's like, son, you can play in this league. You can play in this league. He was like, if you ever get cut and I'm not here, like, call me first.
Yeah.
And relationships matter.
That's I went, then I got cut. I called Coach Valero. He was in Seattle with the Seahawks on the Pete Carroll then. Before I could even get home and unpack my stuff, I was on my way to Seattle, just off of the strength of what he said. Yeah. And then I remember when I went to the Vikings, same thing. Coach Brad Childress was like, Coach Spagnuolo had spoke highly of me, as far as like, and that same thing when I got to Minnesota, I was a scout team running back, scout team receiver, I just bounced around. Yeah, so I just was.
So all right, I'm fascinated with this kind of shit, and we got you here. So bouncing like from team, like how are you just like a loner in the beginning, or you just get with your DB group and try to like? So how they go?
Football is a family, so as soon as you get there, so you gonna know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody. Cool. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So you gonna get there, you've been and talk to somebody like, hey bro, I'm going to such and such. They're gonna call and say, hey, hey, take care of my boy, he coming in, and that's how it's gonna be. You know what I'm saying?
I think also when you somebody that can step on the field and you can produce and look like something, people magnetize towards
easily. Yeah. And I wasn't going into the league. I got my recognition from being a returner.
Okay.
So even from that, like I was a special teams guy. So being in the special teams room and all that kind of stuff, I took pride in that shit. So majority of the time, I'm gonna get there. I'm finna get with the returner group. I'm finna catch the ball. Like I'm finna show up. I need to show up some way, somehow
on film.
So if it's doing that, that's what it was. And then from that,
about to take me back to a depression. Goddamn, this nigga talk.
I'm about to say, nigga, you asking all your questions to set yourself up.
I'm fucking myself. I'm fucking myself up right now. You right.
You goddamn turbo and turbo, nigga.
Listen. I'm like.
Yeah, that. So like I say, imagine that first year out. Yeah. That first year out, being back and I'm watching the game and so and so this, and I'm like, he missed a play, and he's like, man, that's a routine play for me. Bro. And the only reason you there is because you was cheaper.
That's crazy.
Or the investment up front was higher.
Up front was higher. That part too. That's a whole.
When I left Detroit, that's how I felt. I was like,
that's a whole.
I've shown that every day I went out there. But they gave him 3.5, so
that happened to me, and that happened.
They got to get him 3 years. Got to give him 3 years.
Got to see it through.
They gave me 0.
Yeah, that happened to me in New Orleans. Coming back, I'm like, oh, this is the perfect situation. I'm coming back to play with my coach, Coach Spagnuolo, who's DC in Kansas City. I know the defense. I'm like, I don't gotta learn this shit now. Like, I know. I'm sitting in the meetings. I'm like, I'm taking notes, but I'm like, I already know this. Yeah. I already know this. Yeah. And the catch I just paid is turning around asking me because Coach Spaz is saying, "Oh, you're court," or who else was there? I think Doc was there too. So both of us knew the system already. So he'd be like, "Yeah, y'all guys already know about it. I know the checks. I know the call. Like, I can fire this shit off with no problem."
Yeah.
And the catch I just paid turning around asking me.
All right. So how you dealt with that?
That's when I knew.
Out?
Huh? Yeah.
Okay. All right.
But you still weren't gonna know it. Still weren't gonna know it.
You weren't gonna be able to play.
You weren't gonna be able to play it as fast and know it.
I got you.
But it's just like.
But that people be like, man, niggas be hating. So I was like, well,
I understand how.
I understand why.
I understand why.
The face you just made, I'm like, Did you hate on the nigga and not got
I knew he still wasn't gonna be able to pick it up.
Right.
So this is my
I think
fourth year.
sometimes like you give information just because you like this is what I'm supposed to, but you hold some things back.
Yeah.
Because this person is supposed to be here to take my spot. I can't give them everything.
And not only that, you drafted.
Exactly.
You drafted. And I just got word that you missed a workout that you missed $100,000 signing bonus on, $100,000 bonus on. And here I am,
$12,000.
$12,000 about to lose my car. About to lose my car.
Tell you a mechanic, just go get another and fix that bitch up.
I can't tell you everything.
I can't tell you everything.
I got you here.
You know,
I'll make it look good for the coaches.
That's the other part. That's the other part that people don't take into account either, is that you're not necessarily just competing with guys in your position room. You're also competing with a guy who's in another position room, like an offensive lineman, like a
trying to get on that 53.
Yeah, because I got cut from Seattle because of we lost an offensive lineman.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And now the ratio had to flip and it had to go over, you know what I'm saying? Because of it, like even learning that's, you know, how defensive coaches carry teams and all that kind of like I learned so much about the business side of it. Like a defensive coach will carry more defensive guys.
Yeah.
So like if you on a team with an offense, your defensive room is gonna be slim to none, and that offensive room gonna have more depth. So it's different stuff like that go into it, but it's a part of the business.
I got two final questions, and one takes us back to your situation that you had to go sit down for a year. Is the mind that you are, the person that you are, how did you get to a space where you made a decision that I imagine you knew there was a potential for something? How did you get to a space, or what was that space that allowed you to make those decisions?
That's easy. That particular year, I will always highlight and say that was me, one, leaning into my own understanding, two, becoming impatient with God and telling God, give me the keys, you ain't moving fast enough. And each time God showed me, like, you ain't got to be doing this.
Yeah.
But I still was like, you know what? I don't care. I'm finna do it. And not only that, each time, even leading up to that, God showed me that He had me. So what is it with me to be like, just to disconnect that much?
Yeah.
Because I'm in that much of a mental state where I'm just like, man, fuck all this shit.
Yeah.
To be like, man, I got this, God, move over.
Yeah.
And God being in a position where He ain't even let me crash all the way out. Like, all right, here you go. I'm gonna sit in the passenger seat. I'm gonna make sure you don't crash all the way out. But
I got to show you.
I got to show you.
You're gonna go down this road.
This motherfucker.
Yeah. And I'm gonna put some belt to ass.
Yeah.
You know, for you to realize it, and it's gonna show and develop, and you're gonna have to deal with what come with it. You know what I'm saying? So that's 1000% what it was. It was just me becoming impatient and literally forgetting how everything had been aligned and assigned each and every time for stuff to happen. And like you said, it did not make fully sense, and things just line right up. You know what I'm saying? Even my signing, me letting stuff go to go to play in the CFL, like everything happened in perfect timing and worked out in my favor. But that particular year was like, oh nah, bro, I got this, bro.
You know, it's a beautiful thing on the other side, because honestly, your life experience, we just had a conversation last week, and that like 25 minutes of the conversation was that. But because you've experienced it, you can give it to the listeners, the people that you end up going and talk to help them. Because the young lady we talked to, she's in the midst of having that trouble right now.
Yeah.
And you being able to discuss, like I didn't seen him working for me. I didn't seen it working to fruition, and I still made a decision.
Bro, my first transaction, my first illegal transaction, I did a football commercial, because I was doing Game Changers. They do I always shout them out because they do football films. So they do commercials, they do films. They'll have former players come back, and it's like your movies, your Remember the Titans, all that. That's synchronized football.
Yeah.
So I did a commercial. Shout out to my boy Job. I stayed, and we actually ended up being an extra standing. So we was on the football field, the commercial, and then we came back. I got a pay bump in that commercial for the same amount, that same transaction. That was God's first time saying,
I got you.
Just
be patient.
Just be patient. I'm talking about literally the same day. My homeboy Jock called me. He said, hey, check the mailbox.
Yeah.
He said, I just got 5 checks. random shit, 2,600, 3,000, like 5 of them. My mom, she thought the shit was a scam. I was like, check the mailbox.
Yeah.
And that was God first. That was the first time. And like I said, I had a couple times after that. God like, hey, bro, I'm showing you.
I got you.
I got you.
Yeah.
Just be cool.
Just be cool.
Nigga, like,
this ain't fast enough.
He wanted them
The
touch the
timing.
stove niggas.
Yeah.
Well, I've never been a touch, but that year I was
Listen,
that year I know that stove.
I gotta see what they've been talking about.
I know that stove.
Look, nigga said, I got an oven mitt on.
Yeah, listen.
But you grabbed the shit with 2 hands.
I feel like, let me just see. You know, I got you.
Yep. So that's exactly what that year was.
The last question we always end with our guest is: you've been here to give your story, your time, your experience, but what's one dime you would leave the audience with?
Trust the process. Damn, one.
Whatever your heart brings out you right now.
Keep the main thing the main thing. Every time I've kept the main thing, everything worked out. The minute I tried to dip over into somebody else's lane and start doing something else, it's actually taken away. You know what I'm saying? And where I sit now, I think I heard somebody. I seen a post maybe like 2-3 months ago, where the guy said, we've taken the scripture of, and you hear people saying pouring out of a cup, and he says you're supposed to work from overflow.
It's overflow.
We've always said we can't keep pouring out of the cup because you ain't supposed to be pouring.
Yeah.
People supposed to be receiving from the overflow.
It's some extra blessings.
Yeah. So it's like making sure now, the spot I'm in now is like making sure I'm taking care of myself, because then that overflow, I've always thrown lobs to people, but now it's like I need to make sure.
It's so easy to become an empty vessel.
Easy.
And before you know it, you be like, it ain't nobody pouring back into you.
Yeah.
Because them folks who you've been pouring into, they got what they needed and got out of there.
The taker don't care about the giver.
Boy, listen, my grandmama said, reach out your hand to somebody and see how they reach their hand out to you. Some folks reach out like this.
Yeah.
Some folks reach out like this.
Yeah.
These your givers. A lot of times these be your takers. And takers don't got no limits.
None.
Takers ain't got no limits. They'll take as much as they need,
as
much as they want, and they'll get out of there.
Yeah.
Givers be empty.
One of the toughest things that I've kind of, I guess, learned in the recent time, and honestly I learned it from watching my mother and I felt it in myself, is when you're a person who has a lot, your little bit of giving over time don't feel like it's hurting you. But over time, it takes a whole lot more to fill that big old submarine full of water that could have been. Yeah. And you've been giving all of it out for so long.
Compound interest.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. For sure.
That's a good one, man.
Yeah. But nah, that's the end of the show. We do want to give you the opportunity to tell folks about what you got going on, anything you want them to go tap into.
Oh, I mean, definitely, like I said, if you got any young professional, whatever, DB 101 is my sports company. I started back in 2018, helping develop in the youth, tapping more into, sharing my story and speaking. I feel like that was one of the things that God told me. He allowed for me to be able to tell my own story versus it going out into the public press and all that. So I'm always grateful to that. So I said that I was going to vow to be able to do that. So if you see this and bring me on a tell, I definitely want to be able to share and making sure I'm letting these young cats know this too. So my IG is CPTWO 9. You tap in with me like that.
And we got a book coming out.
In
about a year. We're going to tell you the title later on, but it's coming.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm the man.
Say no more.
So he gonna be coming back.
Yeah,
for the release. Gotta come back
for the release.
That. I still got so much shit to be depressed about. Ask this nigga. So
I'd like to tell you thank you, bro. Thank you for reaching out. Thank you for coming in and being open and being able to share your story, because honestly, like I said, that's how honestly we can really grow. Is learning the truth in people's experiences, what they learned from, what they went through. So we definitely appreciate you coming through today, brother.
Especially reaching out. Yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah,
man. But like to me, even bigger is being able to talk about your mistakes, because people think this shit is just gonna go smooth.
Yeah,
being able to talk about how it didn't look good, didn't feel good, even when you was in college, because everybody think that could be like shit. College is the time for me to. I'm living it up. This shit, it ain't necessarily always what you think it is
Yeah.
from the outside. Shit ain't always sweet. And then even when it looked like it's supposed to be sweet, man, bro, in the league,
Bro,
shit still ain't sweet.
Still ain't
you know what I'm saying? And then the transition out to know that even in that time, the mistakes were made, but your decisions after that mistake is what we were just talking about.
Yeah.
Like making your decisions after we make a mistake, man. Like whether you're gonna like
compound
try to see
it
it through, yeah, or we try to figure out some other way around it,
yeah.
and sometimes that can make it even worse.
Yeah,
You know
that's
what I'm
one thing I'll say to all parents out there, or just people who are in position of mentoring and all, bro, tell your mistakes. Like that's where that superhero complex comes from.
Yeah.
Like I told, me and my mom have been going to therapy, and I tell her, like, I wish you would have told me more
That's strong.
about the mistakes that you made versus showing up pure,
Perfect.
clean, perfect. Because I tried to strive to be there, and it's not realistic.
It's not real
at all.
That's it.
And I know that now. You know what I'm saying? So,
So man, again, we appreciate Corey coming through, man. Like I said, giving us everything about himself, like that transparency, and that vulnerability are big, and that's is what we do. Is kind of what we do most of the time. But even with that, in my mind, you only want to. Sometimes you only want to give a certain amount because sometimes you don't want these kids to feel like, oh well, shit, he did it.
right.
You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
So I think it to a certain extent.
Don't sell guns.
Nah, not at all.
So I to piggyback on what you're saying, I feel like if you given the space to tell what you didn't do right, we got to make sure we give them the space on the decisions afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
Because it might look good today, but I'm gonna tell you, I did that. That's not telling you did that, but this is what I had to do afterward to get to this space where you feel like it looks good.
Yeah,
that's it. So, hey man, if you get a chance, swing by www.droppingdymes.com
with a Y, baby.
Pick up some merch.
Yeah,
something.
Tap in and get that.
Yeah,
got something popping, man.
Also, follow us on everything, man. Subscribe on YouTube if you're watching, of course. Go get your mama phone, subscribe from there. If your kids got phones, subscribe from there because they really can learn something. This was a conversation that you can get any of your sons, your daughters, your nephews, your nieces. You know what I'm saying? Shit, some grown folks could probably go with the same one.
Yeah,
and pick up something from it. So, subscribe, share, comment, hit the bell, like it, comment.
Run them numbers up.
Yeah, run them numbers up. Because we're going to run them through your page, my boy. If all hearts and minds are clear.
Good, man.
Good.
Appreciative.
All right, man. Hey, we appreciate you. Yeah.
All love, baby.
This how I'm feeling inside. Every line that